and welcome to a special Cygnus Destroyer celebration. I've returned from my break just in time to greet the dawning of a new era in the gaming scene with the release of the Switch. The Nintendo fandom is abuzz with excitement over experiencing the fresh sights and sounds of this intriguing console and handheld hybrid, and most YouTubers are eager to get their hands on it for review purposes, but I've decided to go against the grain by putting the spotlight on its commercially failed older sibling. Without further ado, let's show some love to the criminally underrated Wii U. The Wii U was Nintendo's entry into the 8th generation of home gaming systems, which reached US store shelves on November 18, 2012. It was initially unveiled during the E3 2011 press conference in an announcement that led to speculation over the nature of the product and how it related to its massively popular predecessor. This widespread confusion over the poor naming choice contributed to a steep decline in sales, but the Wii U ultimately received a generally positive reception and was celebrated for finally bringing Nintendo into the 21st century via the inclusion of an HDMI port, hassle-free online multiplayer, and backwards compatibility. The included wireless pad with its built-in touchscreen was revolutionary in how it enabled consumers to enjoy gaming sessions away from their TVs, and the Switch owes a debt of gratitude to this technological innovation, but Nintendo wisely decided to manufacture a Pro Controller for those turned off by this unconventional and occasionally cumbersome device. In regards to the available software, the Wii U catalog was comprised of less than 200 games during its half-a-decade run in the marketplace, but the big end clearly favored quality over quantity, as that admittedly paltry figure contains some of the finest titles to ever grace a home console, such as the original Wii U pack-in is a collection of mini-games that form a virtual theme park. Monita the Robot guides us through attractions based around the franchises that put the iconic company on the map, involving bow slinging, ninja star flinging, and space shooting action that up to 5 players can partake in. Nintendo Land may lack the staying power of Wii Sports, but I had a blast seeing my avatar dressed up as the legendary heroes, and I can guarantee that anyone else who takes the trip will have an equally good time. Before there was PT in Resident Evil 7, there was Zombie U. Ubisoft's zombie survival simulator immerses the player within a post-apocalyptic England infested by rotten, reanimated corpses. Zombie U is a perfect example of the pad enhancing the overall presentation, as it functions similarly to a tablet, requiring wannabe survivors to strategically divide their attention between the map and inventory information located at the palm of their hands and the central hub of activity displayed on the TV. This was a brilliant move on Ubisoft's part that ratchets up the tension to roller coaster-esque intensity and sells the feeling of actually being in that dark, dreary environment. When it comes to first-person horror, the previously mentioned heavyweights are the kings of the genre, but Zombie U is a worthy competitor for the crown that deserves far more respect and recognition.
Super Mario 3D World! Meow.
What Nintendo console wouldn't be complete without a Mario game? While not the beloved mascot's debut Wii U installment, Super Mario 3D World was the step in the right direction the series needed, which made for a simultaneously fresh and nostalgic experience. The Princess and Toad join the Plumber Brothers as they embark to defeat Bowser in another quest that doesn't quite break new ground in the vein of Galaxy or 64, but it does provide a fun platforming romp that children of all ages can enjoy. Speaking of Mario breaking new ground, Super Mario Maker is the pinnacle of the concept of player customization, and it is a wonder to behold. Nintendo turned the metaphorical keys to the kingdom over to their audience, granting access to the design assets that defined our childhoods, allowing budding developers to practice their craft and share their ideas with the world. The amount of creativity on display in the thousands of user-submitted stages is truly staggering. Participating in the 100 Mario challenges and scouring through the database is akin to discovering a long-lost relic from the past, only it was developed by your friend down the street instead of Miyamoto. That's Super Mario Maker in a nutshell, and it's a Wii U must-own. Ninja Gaiden 3: Razor's Edge marks the return of the Tecmo series to a Nintendo system, though the 3D hack-and-slash style shares more in common with the modern Xbox entries than the NES era. Ryu Hayabusa remains the primary protagonist, and he slices and dices foes into mincemeat with his cursed dragon sword. Razor's Edge cranks the gore up to 11 and incorporates quick-time events, bow and arrow segments, and a playable female assassin into a bloody badass bonanza that is sure to satisfy even the most hardcore of action junkies and challenge seekers. The quintessential fighting franchise returns and is bigger than ever. This newest edition boasts what might be the largest roster yet, with a nice blend of fan favorites and monumental rookies such as Pac-Man, Little Mac, and freaking Mega Man! Yes, the Blue Bomber finally enters the fray, and he is awesome! Smash U unfortunately lacks a Subspace Emissary-esque story mode, but it makes up for it with the inclusion of Smash Tour, the ability to battle as Mii's, and the chaotic 8-player Smash. If I had to sum up Smash U in 2 words, it would be Mega Man! The freaking super fighting robot himself is in this! That alone makes it worth the purchase! Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze follows in the wake of the acclaimed Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii and brings back Diddy, Dixie, and the rest of the gang in order to free their peaceful island from the titular cold spell. Retro Studios did a fantastic job of rekindling that old SNES magic with tricky platforming, inventive level design, and a jaw-dropping presentation. The soundtrack, composed by Rare's resident musical genius David Wise, is the sweet icing on this delicious dose of nostalgia that is the perfect example of a retro revival done right. One of the only Wii U titles that I picked up within days of its release, Star Fox Zero was welcomed with a surprisingly mixed reaction. Fans and critics alike were turned off by the reliance on motion controls, but those that were able to stick with it discovered a rewarding experience. I don't want to reveal too much of my thoughts on Platinum's interpretation of McCloud and the Arwing crew, since I've toyed with the idea of doing an IUPG episode on it, but I will say that the signature Star Fox feel is ever present, and anyone who's even mildly curious about checking it out should definitely do so. I was largely unfamiliar with Monster Hunter as a franchise, but I took a chance on this when I saw it for cheap on Amazon, and I was very pleased with my purchase. Capcom created an exotic fantasy setting inhabited with interesting characters and creatures where our customized hunter has to adapt to their surroundings and learn the necessary skills to survive. Monster Hunter is very satisfying to play, and I became hooked during my capture session. As an added bonus, it has an unexpectedly great sense of humor. Case in point. I never thought I needed to witness a purple-haired woman dance around with a pig in a diaper, but now that I've seen it, I realize how empty my life was without it. Bravo, Capcom. Bravo. What started on the SNES has now reached its peak on the Wii U. There's a reason Mario Kart 8 topped the sales charts and why it's being re-released in a deluxe edition on the Switch. It's really freaking good! The new character and vehicle options bring a lot to the table, and blazing for the Grand Prix and battle modes is a nostalgic blast. The online capabilities are without a doubt the best I've experienced on the system, and I plan on hopping in for a quick match whenever I can until the servers are inevitably shut down. Mario Kart 8 firmly solidifies the series' status as the king of the kart racers and sets a new benchmark upon which future titles will be judged. And now we've reached the conclusion of our journey with my favorite Wii U release, the inimitable and adorable Yoshi's Woolly World. This good feel production fittingly warmed my soul from the moment I laid eyes upon the loading screen. Woolly World is a simple side-scroller that continues in the tradition of Yoshi's story that features breathtakingly beautiful visuals, richly detailed backgrounds, and cheerful music and sound effects that put a big grin on my face. I can't praise Yoshi's Woolly World enough, and if you must own only one Wii U title in your collection, then I would strongly suggest making it this. It's charming and delightful, and I'll cherish it forever. That's a wrap on our trip down Wii U lane. This is but a fraction of what Nintendo's 8th generation underdog has to offer, as there are quite a few releases that I haven't had a chance to check out yet, such as Bayonetta 2, Hyrule Warriors, and Splatoon, among others. I may take a closer look at those games in the future, but I hope that this video has encouraged some of you to explore the wonders of the Wii U library. Anyway, now that I've paid tribute to our dearly departed digital companion, I'm ready to resurrect the LJN Defender with an epic episode that's long overdue. Be sure to come back for that, but until then, this is Matt, aka Cygnus Destroyer, signing out. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more, the boxes on the screen right now will lead to some more of my videos, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking on my avatar in the bottom right hand corner. Thanks again.